Okay, swans, here we go. Here are your answers to your Say It With Symbols unit test. So I'll do this relatively quickly. Again, if you have any difficulties, let me know. Show your work on your corrections. So 1A, remember to distribute the negative. The correct answer is 6m. Letter B, again, there's a negative to be distributed, and when you combine like terms, the correct answer is 450 minus 23a plus 13b. Letter C, distribute and combine like terms. The correct answer is negative 5x squared plus 30x. And letter D, this was a review from Frogs and Fleas, so hopefully your distribution went well. The correct answer is 2x squared plus 5x minus 12. Oh, several of you, when you did this particular multiplication, you only got 4x because you forgot about the 2. So remember to do that. Solve a linear equation. So these you just had to simplify. Actually, this went really well, I think, for a lot of you. A, the correct answer is negative 2. For B, n is equal to negative 5 halves. Make sure that you simplify. A lot of you got the 20 over 8, but you forgot to simplify. Okay, next page. This one is also linear. Distribute, solve, went well for most of you. A couple of mechanical errors. T is equal to negative 5. When you check your work, the idea is to take the negative 5 and plug it in for T in the original problem, and when you finish, of course, you'll show your work. It should come down to something like negative 34 is equal to negative 34. You get a true statement, so therefore you know that it is correct. The quadratics. The first one is straightforward because it's already in factored form. So this one, you would write x plus 4 equals 0, so x is negative 4. Whoops, sorry, there we go. And for this one, 3x minus 2 equals 0, so x is 2/3. So that should have been fairly straightforward because it already was in the correct form. These two need to be simplified. This one, for you who missed because you missed the greatest common factor, there's a greatest common factor of an x here. So you're left with x plus 9. So your correct answers are 0 and negative 9. In letter C, check your factoring. Make sure you've got the signs correct. When you finish, the correct answer is negative 5 halves and 3. Come for help if you need me. Okay, this one was just a, an interesting little question about using the perimeter and circumference. You want the perimeter of the shape, so if you take these three sides, these are a rectangle, so you have r plus 2r plus r, so that's 4r. And then this part of it, I'll do this in a different color, this part is a half of a circle. The circumference of a circle is 2 pi r, so therefore half of it would be just pi r. So it's 4r plus pi r, so there's letter B. If you factor it, you get letter E. So some sort of explanation about that would be appropriate. It was only worth 4 points, not a huge deal. Okay, next page. Alice. The first to second step, she used distribution. From the second to third step, she combined these two like terms. Oh, and these two like terms as well. So she did combining like terms. And then the question was, what does it mean when you get a false statement here at the end? If you get a false statement, you know that there is no solution to the equation. I cannot write today. Solution. There we go. Okay, so that wasn't worth a huge amount of points. All right, number 6. Most of you did very nicely with this one. You needed to write the expression for job A and for job B. Job A would have been $25,000 plus $1,000 per year. Job B would be $22,000 plus $2,000 increase per year. And if you want to have the same salary, that means you set these two things equal. And then solve for y. So when you subtract 1,000 from both sides, you get 1,000 y equals 3,000. A few of you subtracted wrong. That was kind of a difficulty. And y equals 3. So that means in 3 years. Now the interesting part about this one is that there are a few people who did it as a table. And what happens is it comes out to be the 4th year. So this means 3 years after you started. So if you got 3 years or if you said 4 years, both of those would be correct. Depends on which way you did it and how you looked at it. Because the first year would be the 22,000, the 25,000, and then 3 years after that, which would be the 4th year. Does that make sense? So no worries about that. I think most of you said that you would take job A, job B, because after 3 years you'd be making more than job A. But if you were only going to stay for 3 years, it might make sense to only do job A. It's a judgment call. Okay, the big problem. These are the expenses, I is the income, explain what the numbers mean. So 200 is the fixed expenses. The 16 is the cost to make one video game. Some of you need to be careful, because if you said the same thing for, some people said the cost of the video for 16, they said the cost of the video for 20. You need to make a distinction between those. This is the price they sell. Whoops, that's not pretty. I'm trying it again. The price they sell each video game for. So that's a little bit different. For 10 videos, is it a profit or a loss? Well, the expenses would be 200 plus 16 times 10, so that's 360. The income, however, is 20 times 10, which is only 200. So they have a loss of $160 because the income, the expenses are more than the income. So that's the explanation that you'd want to use there. For profit, the idea is to do income minus expenses. Some of you had that backwards. So be careful about that. You want to do how much money that you gain minus the amount of money you spend. Now, the amount of money you spend is all of this, so you have to subtract all of this, so the parentheses are important. When you simplify, you get 4x minus 200. Don't forget to distribute the negative into the 16. So if those of you got 36x, that's because you forgot to distribute the negative. Profit of 180, you would set this equal to 180, and then I believe you should get 95 videos. And of course you would answer in a complete sentence. So let's see your work there. Break even means the profit is 0, and I believe you end up with 50 videos for that. So if you have difficulty, is it 50? Let me check. I think it's 50. Yes, 50. So make sure that you show your work for these problems, answer in a complete sentence, all that kind of good stuff. Otherwise, I think you guys did great. You did a good job, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.